Greetings, Internet people. RantingRamsay here. How are you all doing today? Once again, I'm sorry to make you wait until the evening for my uploads, but I have a feeling this might actually become a rather common trend as I work evenings now, and that's probably actually going to be explained in my next video since I have an idea what I'm going to do for tomorrow's video already. There's an offhand chance that I might record tomorrow's video tonight after I do this one, but I don't know. It's been a very long day. I'm very tired, and my PlayStation 3 is calling my name. But I digress. Obviously, by the title today, we're doing a rant request, and if I recall correctly, when this rant request was sent in to me, I originally had responded in private message to the requester, whose name is Andrew Kelly01, that I was not going to touch this subject, that I probably wouldn't really do a video about this, and I apologize, but said, sorry, hey, maybe next time. But then I thought about it, and I decided that I was going to go ahead and do this one because I can actually cover it relatively quickly and concisely. And as, like I said, it's been a long day, and I'm very tired, and I have some leisure activities I'd really very much like to take part in, but I didn't want to deprive you of a daily video. So I'm going to be relatively quick and concise, and if you want further elaboration, send me private messages or comments or video responses, and I'll be more than happy to engage in an internet debate with you. But other than that, I'm going to try to be relatively concise. I'm not going to elaborate on my statements quite as much as I normally do, or at least I'm going to try not to. Lord knows that I ramble, if you pardon the turn of a phrase. So, once again, as you can see by the title, we're doing a rant request, and the exact question that was asked of me was, religion as a whole, do you consider all religions to be popular, or just popular glorified cults that are useless, or have a good spiritual element to them? And really, that's actually kind of a hard question for me to answer, but I do really have an answer. It's just kind of a two-sided answer. Now, I understand that there is a certain group or percentage of people who are followers of religion. I'll use this as a blanket term. I'm not speaking about just Christianity. I'm speaking about all major religions and even maybe some fringe religions. But anyway, I feel that there's a certain percentage of those people that are a kind of a benign element in that religion, where they're not really forcing their beliefs on anyone, they're not really causing anyone any harm, they're just using their own beliefs and their spirituality as a way to get through life. And there's really nothing wrong with that when they're capable of isolating that belief from the political and socio-political and social processes. So, in other words, you know, if you want to be religious in your own home and apply the values of a given religion to your personal life, that's absolutely fine. There's no problem with that. And I believe I've said this before in a couple other videos, but where I myself draw the biggest line with religion is when it comes to forcing your religious beliefs on the masses in the forms of influencing laws and governmental structure based on an archaic, rotting piece of text. And once again, I'm not specifically attacking religion or Christianity with that statement, because depending on where you go in the world, there are countries that are being governed and ruled by the principles of just about every major religion. You have Catholic-oriented countries, you have Christian-oriented countries, you have Islamic-oriented countries, you have Buddhist and Shintoist and all this other shit in the Far East, which escapes the comprehension of most Westerners. But once again, I slightly digress. So please, do not take this as, you're attacking Christianity, you hate God, fuck you, blah, 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 which is a typically Christian response that always makes me laugh. But once again, I digress. I'm saying that religion as a whole, as a world entity, has the potential to do good on a personal scale. And when practitioners of a given religion take the tenets of their religion and use that to help other people selflessly, there is no problem there. I don't see an issue with that. I'm not going to call for the downfall of all religion, because I see the benefits of benign religion. And well, I'm going to keep coming back to that benign religion, and then there is cancerous, there is malignant religion, such as groups like the Westboro Baptist Church, who carry their religion like a flag, and adamantly declare that anyone who doesn't agree with them is doomed to burn in hell, which is laughable because there isn't much more of an intangible consequence that I can think of. But it still manages to instill an element of fear into some people. But once again, I'm digressing by getting into specifics, and I don't really want to do that. So the basic main point of everything that I've just said, really, is that I don't really want to make all religion disappear on the face of the planet, because, like I said, there's a very small percentage of people out there, in my opinion, that use religion well, that they use it for a social, or not a social, but for a spiritual center in their life, and as a set of guidelines for doing good. And those people are great. I have no problem with them whatsoever. You'll find that there's a decent number of religious people that work in like soup kitchens and other outreach programs for the less needy, and that kind of stuff is great. And if it's your religion specifically that motivates you to do social works, then by all means, go right ahead. I don't think any sane person would try to take that away from you. However, as soon as you start using that religion as a basis for saying, you can't do behavior X because I can't do it, it's against my religion, so no one should do it, and that's just wrong, and the whole country's going to hell if we allow X to happen, and that's when it becomes unreasonable. Because what it really boils back down to is a belief in something with no tangible scientific evidence or proof in any way. That's kind of the whole definition of faith, that you have faith that something is real with no evidence. And if you try to take that sort of mindset and apply it to practical living, that's when we have a problem, because that's when it causes logical, right-minded, linear thinking people to look at you and go, well, you base your whole life on the belief in an entity that you can't even prove exists and most likely does not exist. How can I take your ideas for social behavior seriously? It's a very real thing, and I haven't heard very many people state it quite that concisely. As we all know, there are hundreds of thousands of atheists and Christian and Muslim and creationists and religious videos of and anti-religious videos of every type you can think of on YouTube, but in all the ones that I've watched, I've never really heard anybody put it quite like that. Maybe I just haven't watched enough. I don't know. So that's the basic point of everything I wanted to say, was that I don't think religion needs to be wiped off the face of the earth, because there's a certain percentage of people that are using it benignly and actually do good in the world for it. Because what my personal agenda is the advancement of the species. The entire human fucking race is what I'd like to see advanced in any way possible. And honestly, the fact of the matter is, in many, many ways, religion is detrimental to that goal in causing rifts between people and starting fights, to put it very simply, between other religious groups saying, my God is mightier than your God, and we're wasting all this money and time and energy and life on killing each other over which imaginary deity might or might not exist. That's simply stupid. We need, as a species, as a race, as a human fucking organism, to realize that that shit doesn't matter when it comes to the survival of our species and the proliferation of a better way of life for everyone. The main body of religious groups and organizations is not working towards that end specifically, unless it involves their religion, and that's a problem. That's what I have to say on that subject. More than happy to engage in any debates that people may want to put forth to me in this subject. I'm RantingRamsay. That is all.
Hey, did you get all that, man?